Doc Martens as a brand are proud of their history. The first Doc Marten boots date back to 1960. Through the decades, the boots became popular with subcultures. On the Doc Martens blog, they state, empowering generations of wearers since our first pair of boots rolled off the production line in 1960. This is the home of rebellious self-expression. This emphasises the target market that they aim for. Doc Martens' current investment focuses on completing the transition from a manufacturing wholesaler to a modern, multi-channel, consumer-focused retailer by growing the direct retail and e-commerce distribution channels and expanding its international presence. The footwear industry is a part of the retail sector which is very competitive. As you can see, Doc Martens currently do not have a high market share, which is why it is crucial for them to position themselves within the market to differentiate from competitors. However, Statista reports that a current trend within the footwear industry is leather shoes, which is a core material used by Doc Martens. The Stand for Something campaign launched in 2013 and used a range of platforms to share their message. Digital marketing, print advertising and in-store promotions were used throughout the campaign. The digital agency, Odd, who planned the campaign, expressed how successful the campaign was. Doc Martens has also launched the annual Stand for Something music tour and has shared videos linking to the campaign as recent as 2017. Evans et al. Comments how it is possible for a company to use multiple motivations or functions linking to attitude. Solomon et al. Continues by stating that typically there is one stronger function. There is only one element that Doc Martens does not use in its marketing messages, which is ego defensive. While ego defensive is defined as hiding aspects of ourselves that we do not want others to experience, value expressive is linked to the identity the consumer would like to share, as well as linking with their own values. A term coined linking to this function is the social identity function by Skozler. Together we have always stood for something is the second shot seen after the Doc Martens logo. Doc Marten in the video also changes its pronouns where it changes from I to we, which links to the era where subcultures started wearing the Doc Martens boots, emphasizing in the video subcultures and the values that are expressed by the brand and subcultures. This means that due to the existing attitudes known by society, the consumer can express their values and identity through this. There is also a Stand for Something music tour where bands wear their Doc Martens shoes. This is also an aspect of value expressive function because it's part of their values, and Doc Martens has a brand image which is largely associated with the music scene. Cards believes that marketers need to take into account the other key theories linking to the functions of the attitudes, which means with this information about consumer behaviour, attitudes towards an attitude object can be altered. A model that highlights three key components to attitude is the ABC, or its alternative name, which is tri-component model. Negative aspects of the components is that the behaviour the message is aiming for is not always completed, and that a consumer beliefs can be wrong due to it depending on their experiences and exposure to knowledge and the message from other members of society. For the effective component, the consumer may have a positive attitude towards Doc Martens due to the message that is being encoded within the Stand for Something campaign. The campaign video is edited to have fast cuts between shots, showing a large amount of people enjoying themselves to upbeat music. This could also make the consumer think of other positive emotions, such as enthusiasm or excitement. Doc Martens marketers have used a question and also the hashtag on the last two shots in the video. That links to the behavioural component. The action that they are aiming for the consumer to do is to think about what they stand for and share their story. This links to how marketers need to produce content that is share ready for the consumer's self-presentation. The cognitive component in the video is when they concentrate on the boots and emphasize the different cultural aspects in the different scenes by using outfits or props to associate with the groups. Miners with newspaper clippings and punks with specific symbols are certain examples. This means the consumer needs to have the knowledge already. An issue could be that certain subcultures such as skinheads within the video could create a negative attitude due to beliefs and knowledge the consumer already has on this group of people. This is because attitude is learnt from experiences and society. These are examples of Martens using the knowledge function. A key perspective that links with the self-expressive function of attitude is that Martens uses lifestyle marketing to some extent within their marketing communications. Solomon et al. States that marketers often find it useful to develop products that appeal to different lifestyle subcultures. This is key towards Martens, as subcultures originally associated themselves with the brand. Decades have passed and Martens still targets these demographics of the consumers that have these specific values. As mentioned, a main association of the Martens brand is music. Linking to the consumption style, consumers that believe in self-expression and rebelling, which is used a lot in the marketing communications of the brand, are the people, while the products are the boots, and there are multiple settings that are all linked to music, like their tours or gigs at their stores. A key trend while looking through the competitors' marketing campaigns is that value expressive function of attitude is the dominant function used. This could link to how the young increasingly pick the styles and brands that trickle up the rest of the population, meaning if the large number of consumers are motivated by self-image and their values which the brands share, this could mean a higher market share, more brand awareness and customer retention. Timberlands is going to be focused on due to how they use marketing differently to Martens. As discussed, Martens uses lifestyle marketing by aiming for the settings such as concerts, sponsored shows and gigs at their own stores. Timberland do not use marketing activities like this. They are currently missing an element of the consumption style, which is setting. In their marketing messages, they focus on adventures and the outdoors, but in other messages mention other settings. This also links to how they use the value expressive function. They have shared a variety of social media posts that emphasizes their passion for the environment. This can also be seen in a scene from their main YouTube video. This means that if a consumer has a passion for the environment, by wearing the product they are expressing this within society, which is effective when a company has a high level of brand awareness and other consumers know about their core environmental messages. Timberland uses a similar narrative as Martens. For example, they show close-ups of the boots being made. However, instead of music, they have a voiceover. They also mention how celebrities have worn their boots. There is a contradiction of the value expressive function. For example, they say it wasn't about identity or self-expression when talking about why they made the boots. However, at the end of the video say, what they are perfect for is up to you. This implies that the value expressive depends solely on the wearer's values and identity, which is a bit different towards Martens. However, by using the word perfect, Timberland are also using the utilitarian function. This is because utilitarian links to the utility of the product, and there cannot be a more significant amount of value than with a perfect product. Also, the video doesn't have a hashtag, so it isn't share ready, unlike the Martens video, which actually changes the behavioural component of attitude. From the marketing communications viewed for Martens and the competitors, value expressive function is dominantly used by the industry. Other key theories that link to Martens are culture and lifestyle marketing, which are used effectively throughout their marketing messages. However, due to the beliefs and knowledge associated with Martens' past, there could be negative attitudes towards the brand.